Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. Today, we dive into the upcoming U.S. elections, where one voter has decided to switch from the Democrats to the Green Party, citing a lack of genuine solutions from major parties. This shift highlights a growing desire among voters to align their choices with personal values rather than party loyalty. Meanwhile, concerns about the Biden administration's foreign policy are also making waves, particularly among Arab and Muslim communities. In other news, Hong Kong's exchange fund has made headlines with a staggering record gain of $28.8 billion in just 9 months. Thanks to a rally in the stock markets, the fund's impressive performance is attributed to a diversified investment strategy that has paid off. Investors are buzzing with excitement as the fund continues to rebound from previous losses, showcasing the resilience of Hong Kong's financial landscape. And let's not forget the electric vehicle boom. Hong Kong stocks are on the rise, driven by record sales from EV manufacturers like BYD and XPeng. The Hang Seng Index is recovering nicely, and traders are eagerly anticipating fresh economic support from Beijing. With the National People's Congress meeting just around the corner, the excitement in the market is palpable. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. South China Morning Post discusses the decision of a longtime Democrat to abstain from voting for either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump in the upcoming election. The author reflects on their political journey, which began with strong party loyalty but shifted dramatically during the 2016 election. This period of upheaval led to a realization that the two-party system was failing to address real issues, prompting the author to prioritize personal values over partisan allegiance. Discovering the Green Party offered a new perspective, one that aligns with progressive values and environmental sustainability, marking a significant change in their approach to voting. In another piece, the South China Morning Post highlights the potential repercussions for Kamala Harris due to the Biden administration's stance on Israel. The dissatisfaction among Arab, Muslim, and Palestinian American voters regarding the administration's support for Israel amidst the ongoing violence in Gaza could impact Harris's re-election efforts. The timing of Biden's calls for ceasefire is viewed as politically motivated, leading to a growing frustration among traditional Democrat voters who feel their moral stance is being compromised. This sentiment could result in significant electoral consequences for Harris if she fails to address their concerns effectively. The Associated Press reports on the positive momentum in Asian markets as China convenes a crucial meeting anticipated to yield new economic support initiatives. Oil prices surged following OPEC+ announcements to extend production cuts, reflecting a broader optimism about potential stimulus measures. The Hang Seng Index and Shanghai Composite both saw modest gains, while analysts speculate about the government's commitment to economic revitalization. Meanwhile, U.S. markets experienced fluctuations, driven by mixed economic data and expectations for an interest rate cut, indicating a cautious yet hopeful outlook on the economy's resilience amidst challenges. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks surged, primarily driven by electric vehicle (EV) manufacturers like BYD and XPeng, who celebrated record sales last month. Investors are keenly anticipating new economic stimuli from Beijing, especially as the National People's Congress is set to convene soon, with expectations of a substantial fiscal boost. The Hang Seng Index saw a modest increase of 0.2%, while the Hang Seng Tech Index climbed 1.1%. In this climate, EV stocks witnessed impressive gains, with Geely rising 5.4% and XPeng soaring 6.5%. The financial markets are also reacting to speculations around the Federal Reserve's upcoming rate cuts, which traders expect to be around 25 basis points, indicating a broader trend of easing monetary policies. South China Morning Post highlights Mongolia's efforts to attract more Hong Kong tourists by enhancing flight connections and promoting its stunning natural landscapes. The Consul General of Mongolia, Kuala expressed the desire to increase the number of flights from 1 to 2 daily, responding to a surge in demand. Currently, the visa-free travel period between Hong Kong and Mongolia stands at 14 days, but Kuala advocates for an extension to foster deeper cultural exchanges. With over 16,000 Mongolians visiting Hong Kong last year compared to only 2,400 Hong Kong residents traveling to Mongolia, there is a clear potential for growth in tourism. The Mongolian government is actively promoting its vast, untouched nature and nomadic culture, appealing to outdoor enthusiasts in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post covers the excitement surrounding the recent Hong Kong Sixes cricket tournament, which marked a triumphant return after a 7-year hiatus. Sri Lanka emerged victorious, thrilling a sellout crowd at Tin Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Cricket Hong Kong's chairman, Burji Shroff, expressed ambitions to expand the event further, driven by strong attendance and government support. The tournament featured thrilling matches, including a nail-biting semi-final where Sri Lanka narrowly defeated Bangladesh. Players celebrated their victory enthusiastically, with Sri Lankan athletes relishing the opportunity to enjoy the local atmosphere and engage with fans. Shroff's plans for the future include enhancing the tournament's capacity and ensuring that the next edition is even more spectacular, building on this year's successful revival. South China Morning Post reports that Cathay Pacific emphasizes the urgent need for government intervention to boost the adoption of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, in Hong Kong's aviation sector. Grace Chung, the airline's general manager of sustainability, highlighted that while corporate support has increased SAF uptake, regulatory frameworks are essential to create a balanced playing field. SAF is currently 3 to 5 times more expensive than traditional jet fuel, and without government policies to stimulate demand and develop a supply chain, the industry may struggle to meet climate goals. Cathay aims to raise its SAF usage from 0.03% to 10% by 2030, with support from international partners and customers. The airline is also optimistic about future growth in SAF technology, despite the challenges faced by the sector. In another article from South China Morning Post, the Hong Kong government's branding strategy comes under scrutiny following a controversial promotional video that presents the city as an education hub. Critics argue that the video lacks focus and misrepresents the education system, diverting attention to tourism rather than highlighting the strengths of local universities. Lawmaker Regina IP called for a more targeted approach, emphasizing the need to showcase Hong Kong's tertiary education. The government's obsession with establishing the city as a hub in various sectors has led to a muddled image, prompting calls for a re-evaluation of its branding strategy to attract international students and enhance the city's reputation in higher education. Lastly, South China Morning Post highlights Hong Kong filmmaker Yan Fan's new documentary, Crossing Years, which features intimate conversations with the late artist Huang Yongyu. The film, showcased at the Pingyao Crouching Tiger Hidden Dragon International Film Festival, captures the deep friendship between the two artists, revealing insights into Huang's life and work. Yan Fan, who faced potential censorship issues due to the film's references to the Cultural Revolution, ultimately refused to alter key content. The documentary serves as a tribute to Huang's legacy while also reflecting on the challenges of artistic expression in China. The film has resonated with younger audiences, sparking interest in Huang's contributions to contemporary Chinese art. South China Morning Post highlights the remarkable rags-to-riches stories of several Chinese entrepreneurs whose journeys exemplify resilience and determination. Among them is Zhang Yin, the paper queen, who transformed her humble beginnings of collecting scrap paper into a billion-dollar empire, becoming China's richest woman in 2006. Born in Guangdong in 1957, Zhang faced significant challenges as the eldest of 7 siblings, but persevered by moving to Hong Kong with limited resources to start her own waste paper recycling business. Another inspiring figure is Su Lianjie, the Min-Nan business godfather, who rose from a peasant worker to the founder of Hongkong International Group, a leading sanitary pad manufacturer. His keen insight into market needs helped him build a company valued at 60 billion yuan, showcasing how vision can lead to extraordinary success. In a separate report, South China Morning Post details a significant water supply disruption in Hong Kong's Tung Chung, affecting thousands of residents and hotel guests. After a 12-hour outage caused by a burst pipe, the government announced that water would be restored at 10 a.m. following multiple delays. The incident impacted various housing estates, hospitals, and hotels, prompting authorities to deploy water wagons to assist those in need. The situation underscores the challenges faced by urban infrastructure and the importance of timely responses in crisis management. Finally, Siobhan Haughey, Hong Kong's most decorated swimmer, expresses optimism about the city's young swimming talent as they make strides in international competitions. With 20 swimmers qualifying for major events, Haughey notes the improvement in performance due to increased government support, better coaching, and the inclusion of specialists like nutritionists and physiotherapists in training. Young athletes like Adam Mack and Lee Sum-yu have already achieved A-standard qualifying times for the upcoming World Championships, reflecting the progress being made. Haughey's encouragement and the rising success of these budding swimmers highlight a promising future for Hong Kong in the competitive world of swimming. The Sydney Morning Herald reports on a recent auction in Chatswood where a 5-bedroom heritage home was sold for an astonishing $7.1 million, significantly higher than its $6 million guide. This auction attracted considerable interest, with 8 parties registering to bid, and the competitive atmosphere pushed the price up rapidly. Auctioneer Edward Riley noted that this sale demonstrated the enduring appeal of quality homes in established neighborhoods, even amidst a cooling market. Meanwhile, in Epping, another family home fetched $3.59 million after a spirited bidding war among local families, showcasing the strong demand for homes in desirable school catchments. The overall auction clearance rate in Sydney was recorded at 59%, reflecting a mix of enthusiasm and challenges in the property market. In an insightful interview with the South China Morning Post, Mongolia's Consul General Kulan Ongkun expressed her country's aspirations to enhance business ties with Hong Kong. With a focus on learning from Hong Kong's expertise in logistics and infrastructure, Mongolia aims to address the challenges posed by rapid urbanization. Kulan highlighted the potential for dual stock market listings and emphasized the importance of reviving the Invest Mongolia Business Forum to foster connections between entrepreneurs. As Mongolia's economy heavily relies on mining, she underscored the need for investment from Hong Kong to support capital expansion, particularly in the information technology sector. The South China Morning Post also highlights a surge in mainland Chinese buyers entering the Hong Kong property market, drawn by lower prices and favorable interest rates. With the recent waiver of stamp duties for non-residents, many families are now looking to purchase homes in the city, especially as rental prices continue to rise. The data indicates that mainland buyers accounted for a significant portion of transactions in the property market, with a notable increase in investment purchases. Despite this renewed interest, analysts caution against expecting a rapid rebound in home prices due to ongoing oversupply issues. The market remains dynamic, with developers slashing prices to attract buyers, while rental returns on small flats are becoming increasingly appealing to investors. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6do Brief via email.